Hello and welcome back to Digital Asset Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Just a reminder that the XinFin update on XDC token and Alpha EX, the community update on the hack of the XDCE tokens from a hotspot wallet on Alpha EX. This is something we've discussed before, but I want to bring it up and remind you, as Alpha EX currently plays an important role in the swap of XDCE to XDC swap. I believe the date, I can't remember if there was a fixed one, but I know the proposed one to determine a date set for contract termination of XDCE, currently proposed by June 30th, 2021, or possibly March 31st of 2021. So mentally, I would take the earlier of the proposed dates, which is March 31st, 2021, to swap your XDCE for XDC and make sure that you don't lose it permanently. Next article, the states sue the OCC and Brian Brooks for overriding their controls on the predatory lending. So more state regulators are gunning for the OCC and Brian Brooks, this time over usury laws and predatory lending. So 8 states and the District Court of Columbia are suing the national bank regulator over a rule change that just came into effect. Per a January 5th filing, New York's Attorney General is leading the charge against the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency and current acting comptroller Brian Brooks. So back in October, the OCC laid out its true lender rule, which took effect at the end of December. And the rule dictates that a loan that includes a national bank as a lender can therefore rely on the OCC's national guidance rather than that of individual states. The controversy here is that many states have especially strong anti-usury provisions which cap interest rates in the hope of preventing predatory lending. Today's compliant alleges that the OCC has not taken the concerns seriously. And also SDF has a comment letter on the FinCEN NPRM, and it basically breaks down how the NPRM's discussion of digital asset wallets reveals a deep misunderstanding of blockchain architecture that could be rectified with closer public-private dialogue, and how the NPRM overlooks the tremendous benefits of self-hosted wallets to the growth of the digital economy and financial inclusion. The risk of the NPRM to actually complicate and frustrate law enforcement investigations involving convertible virtual currency rather than help. The risk of the NPRM to introduce new cybersecurity and privacy risk for the public that outweigh any law enforcement benefit, and how the NPRM will hinder U.S. global competitiveness, discourage domestic innovation, and incentivize offshoring of a critical technology. And also to a flashback, just because there's new investors out there as well, and with all of the lawsuits going on with XRP, Ripple, etc. Just wanted to remind or share with you, it would be a reminder for those of us who have been here for a while, but back in 2018, just basically reiterating the point of 95% of Ripple's customers are outside of the US. So the temporary halting and delisting that's happening inside the US is only with 5% of, in the sense, Ripple's customers. So Saudi Arabia's central bank signs blockchain deal with Ripple. And into the article a little bit, then Saudi Arabia's central bank has signed a deal with the U.S.-based Ripple to help banks in the kingdom settle payments using blockchain software. As Gulf regulators begin to explore new forms of financial technology, the pilot program is the first of its kind to be launched by a central bank, allowing banks in Saudi Arabia to use Ripple software to instantly settle payments sent into and out of the country. And that was from 2018. So you can see again, yes, it's a challenge, a delay for the moment, but again, most of Ripple customers are outside of the US. Here's a great article too by Wilder. The problem Bitcoin didn't solve. And then let's just scroll Actually, I'll read the headline real quick. Over the past few years, Bitcoin has made a giant stride to become a store of value, positioning it as digital gold, with central banks creating ever more fiat money. Bitcoin has become a safe haven for an increasing diverse set of people. And as an example, MicroStrategy announced the purchase of $1 billion in Bitcoin. They believe Bitcoin will provide the opportunity for better returns and preserve the value of our capital over time compared to holding cash. So let's scroll down, because there's a problem that Bitcoin cannot do, and that is peer-to-peer. So solving the payments use case, and this challenge can be solved by onboarding the legacy payment system onto the same network as a digital currency. This is where the Stellar network comes in. Stellar is an open network for storing and moving value of any kind, and this makes it possible to create, send, and trade digital representations of all forms of money, dollars, pesos, Bitcoin, and pretty much anything. These representations come in the form of tokens, and the protocol has a built-in decentralized exchange which makes it possible to trade any kind of value for any other kind of value at almost a zero fee. And that is something too that a lot of people are unaware of, is that the basically the protocol for Stellar and Ripple has a decentralized exchange built in, which permits them to transfer the value of anything. And that's why those two are so critical and so important, so necessary, needed, and necessary. And they will be used and already are in the new financial system. So again, feel free to go into the description below, because we will always include the article links so that you can further read and research all of the articles that we discuss here. And remember, it's not financial advice, it's for entertainment purposes only. But before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. Much love. We will catch you in the next one.